Welcome to the Explainer. So, you're setting up a direct deposit for that sweet new job, or maybe you're wiring funds to finally close on a house. Getting your Lake Michigan Credit Union routing number right for these things? It's absolutely crucial. Today, we're going to map out literally everything you need to know to find it without the stress.
Let's dive right into this relatable nightmare, okay? Because finding the correct banking details is truly the only way to prevent failed transactions when you're setting up those direct deposits or paying bills. Just one single digit off and your hard-earned money could end up floating in financial limbo. Or, no way, worse, in someone else's account. This explainer is designed to make sure that never, ever happens to you.
We've got a lot of ground to cover. We'll start with what a routing number actually is, then look at LMCU's primary number. Next, where to find your number, some real-world scenarios, the MICR and legacy codes, and finally, troubleshooting and support.
All right, Section 1. What is a routing number? Let's cover the basics.
So, an ABA routing transit number is simply a unique 9-digit identifier issued by the American Bankers Association. Honestly, the best way to think about this number is like it's the bank's zip code. And that is completely different from your personal account number, which is a lot more like your specific house number. Just like a letter needs both a zip code to reach your city and a house number to hit your mailbox, automated systems need both numbers to accurately route your funds. Makes sense, right?
Moving right along to Section 2, LMCU's primary number. Let's get you the actual digits you need.
Okay, for the vast majority of LMCU accounts in Michigan and Florida, 272480678 is your primary routing number. Seriously, take a moment to commit that specific 9-digit sequence to memory. What makes this number so powerful is its versatility. It supports both ACH, that's automated clearinghouse transfers, as well as domestic wire transfers. If you recently opened an account with Lake Michigan Credit Union, well, this 9-digit sequence is your golden ticket for moving money.
Next up, Section 3. Where to find your number. Let's track down exactly where those digits are hiding.
So if you're on the go, navigating the mobile app is an absolute breeze. You just follow 4 simple steps to reveal your active routing transit number and account sequence. You just log into the app, tap that menu in the upper left corner, hit Account Info, and then just tap MICR/routing number. Boom! It's right there in your pocket whenever you need it for a quick peer-to-peer transfer or setting up an electronic payment.
Now finding this on your desktop portal? Just as easy. You just start your authenticated session, go up to the top menu and click Services, select Checking Account, and finally click Display MICR. That's going to show you the exact credentials you need for external electronic transfers. It's essentially the exact same logic as the mobile app, just optimized for your computer screen.
But hey, if you prefer paper or just talking to a real human, you have some great alternatives. You can literally just glance at the bottom left corner of a physical check. It's always that first set of 9 digits. You can also generate a pre-populated PDF direct deposit form right from your online banking portal. Look under Electronic Payments. Or if you run into any digital lockouts or just want some help, you can call LMCU Member Services directly at 800-242-9790. They are super helpful.
All right, Section 4, real-world scenarios. Let's talk ACH versus wire transfers.
When we're looking at ACH compared to wire transfers, remember that LMCU's primary routing number handles both of them. ACH transfers are basically like sending an electronic check. They take a few business days to clear, but they are usually free or very low cost, which makes them absolutely perfect for direct deposits or paying your electric bill. Wire transfers, on the other hand, zip directly between banks, often on the exact same day. But, wires will cost you a bit more, usually between $25 and $50 for that same-day speed.
But wait, when we cross international borders, things totally change. You'll quickly realize that your 9-digit ABA routing number is strictly for domestic U.S. use. If you're trying to send or receive money internationally, say to a buddy in France or a business in Japan, you absolutely cannot use the routing number we've been discussing. Actually, scratch that. It won't even go through. International transfers require a totally different 8 to 11 character alphanumeric sequence called a SWIFT or BIC code.
Okay, moving to Section 5. The MICR and legacy codes. Time for some advanced details.
So to avoid the headache of return transactions, you really need to know that setting up an external transfer requires your 12-digit MICR account number, not just your standard internal account number. Your standard number, that's great for just looking at your history inside the LMCU app. But the MICR, which stands for Magnetic Ink Character Recognition, by the way, is a standardized 12-digit code that external systems, like the Federal Reserve, actually need to process your ACH or wire transfer.
Long story short, always use the full 12-digit MICR for external setups.
Now, a quick aside here. If you joined LMCU through the acquisition of Pilot Bank down in Florida, you might actually still see legacy routing codes tied to your account. While that 724806777 number is the primary for all new accounts, legacy Pilot Bank accounts might still utilize 06-311-3028 or 06-310-2592 for ACH transfers. So definitely verify your specific account details if your account predates the LMCU merger. Better safe than sorry.
We're on the home stretch. Section 6, Troubleshooting and Support. Let's talk about avoiding errors.
Look, entering a typo in that 9-digit sequence isn't just some minor inconvenience. It can literally lead to your transactions getting rejected by the system or cause severe delays in your payroll clearing. And in worst-case scenarios, your funds could be misdirected to an entirely different financial institution. And that requires incredibly stressful, time-consuming bank intervention to trace and recover your money. Precision is absolutely key here, folks.
Now, if you're the one waiting on an incoming domestic wire transfer, there is a very specific checklist of details the sender has to provide to comply with federal regulations. They need the receiving institution name, Lake Michigan Credit Union, the ABA routing transit number 272480678, LMCU's institutional address at 4027 Lake Drive in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and, this is super important, your beneficiary info. That means your full legal name, a physical address with absolutely no P.O. boxes, and your 12-digit MICR account number. Got all that? Okay, let's take a quick second to talk about security. You don't need to panic if someone just sees your routing number, right? Because it's public knowledge, it just identifies the bank. But sharing it in combination with your personal 12-digit account number, that is a massive security risk. That exact combination is what's needed to initiate unauthorized withdrawals from your account. So please, guard your account number fiercely.
Just as a quick disclaimer, keep in mind that financial networks and banking systems do evolve. The info in this explainer is accurate as of August 12, 2026, but it's always subject to change. So always verify with LMCU directly using the secure channels we discussed, like their official app or the member services line, especially if you have any doubts before moving large sums of money.
So I'd love to know, what's the most confusing banking term you've ever encountered while trying to manage your money? Drop your experiences in the comments below. Have you ever tangled with a SWIFT code or gotten totally stuck looking for a MICR number? Share your stories, and let's keep empowering each other to master our financial lives. Thanks so much for hanging out with me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.